السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي ربنا وتقبل دعاء. ربنا هب لنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. Amen. As we have been studying this section Sad, we studied how the consequence of our choices in the belief and confirming the truth or denying the truth, the reality, so therefore contradicting our reality, human reality, and how it is going to be treated. The human beings are going to be treated in this world and in the next world. So as a continuation of our existence, next word, but the type of existence, the kind of existence will be different, but still we will be the same human beings because our spirit never change. So we must make sure that we are not going to have a completely different personalities. No, we are going to have a completely different living conditions, but my spirit will remain the same. As much as I prepared myself for good, hopefully, and for bad, God forbid, accordingly, I will be given the living conditions. So those people who have succeeded in getting the degree at the end of the education, they will have a good profession, depending on the degree that they get. And those people who fail also will have their own consequences of their own choices, and depending on the level of failure, they will be treated accordingly in the next creation. The only difference is the next creation is not going to be like this creation. What is wrong with this creation? Everything is perfect. But the only thing which does not appropriately satisfies the human feelings, human needs, is this world is transient, continuously and constantly falling into the past. It's not non-existence, but out of our reach. We cannot keep it, and we cannot know what will happen to us in the future. Whereas in the next creation, this temporary nature of the existence should not be the same as it is in this world that we are experiencing, because if it was the same, if it was going to be the same, there would be no need to change this life, this creation, and turn it into another type of creation. But we see in our practical life that the Creator is giving different lifestyles, different living conditions to millions of different living beings. All of them have different living conditions. That is a witness for us, letting us know that the Creator is able to create any kind of living conditions. So we understand that, yeah, so what we are giving the ability or hope through our feelings that I want a permanent happiness. I don't want to go through the struggles of life. The past is beyond my reach. The future is also beyond my reach, and also lots of ambiguities, lots of flu areas. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. Always being hesitant, not making sure what will happen tomorrow. In the next creation, exactly as our feelings require, as our feelings desire, because they are created with this capacity, God says, okay, I'm going to satisfy your expectations. You will be secure in your future. You won't be sorry in your past, because in this creation, it is not transient. It shouldn't be transient. We had enough of transience here in this world. So it shouldn't be transient. And there will be no time. You know that for eternal existence, there is no time. There should be no time, because time is the result of temporariness, temporary existence. But it's temporary, it passes. And the future is unknown. But in the eternal existence, it means permanent existence, there is no such concept of time. Only existence. I am looking forward to it. Really, it's so exciting to have this life, permanent existence. No worry that I'm losing. No worry that I don't know what will happen to me tomorrow. That is what my spirit with infinite quality requires. After telling these two options, suddenly the subject changed in the Qur'an. Although the wordings, the scenario change, or the topic changes, but not the topic really, the subject matter changes, but topic remains the same. How? We will see that the Quran apparently will jump into the story of Adam and Eve, and devil, Iblis, and angels. That's what people are usually puzzled, saying that, look, we were talking about paradise and hell, how consequence of our life will be in the next creation. Now it's completely a different subject. What happened to Adam? What happened to evil devil or Iblis? And what happened to angels, which we have no idea. Yeah, I mean, we don't have any idea about what happened to the previous prophets that are mentioned in the Quran, historical or otherwise. We have no idea about those stories. What happened to Noah? I don't know. What happened to Abraham, Solomon? Whatever. I don't know what happened to them, and there's no historical evidence at all. But we know that as we have been studying on Wednesdays, the stories of the prophets, but it is something to do really for our education rather than telling the story. The same thing will happen here for our education. The story of Adam and his wife Eve, and devil or Iblis, and angels. Apparently, the scenario is presented to us as having taken place in paradise. Okay, the reality, we will study this. We have to get our minds ready for it. The place has taken, the event which is presented to us has taken place in paradise, which says that real existence, God meant to present human beings paradise or parasitic life. That's what we have to bear in mind. But it is possible that we may lose this opportunity. That's what the story is going to be about. We may lose it. So from the beginning, the change of subject has a kind of introduction saying that, oh, and say, I had no knowledge speaking to the prophet at first, but at the same time speaking to me and you as well. So I had no knowledge of the highest assembly in heaven. I think the prophet didn't have, and you and I also do not have. So I had no knowledge of the highest assembly in heaven when they defer creation of man. It means between two different attitudes taking place between two different attitudes taking place between angels and the Iblis. What does it mean? It is very simple. I found myself there, created in an angelic position, but still my creation is perfect. My human feelings, my human spirit is perfect. Yeah, my nature is perfect. My bodily creation is perfect, but transient, not that perfect. So that is something else that it needs to be changed. And it is not our subject for the moment now. But I have to understand that I have a bodily existence and I have a spirit as well. So we don't know what happened in the assembly, in gatherings, in paradise, or in other kind of creation, which is permanent and perfect. Now, but we have to find out that we will see ourselves here, not two elements or three, really. Adam as Bashar, which means just body, and a human being, body, and equipped with spirit, becomes human being, and Iblis, who is obstinate, doesn't want to acknowledge to serve as the Creator God asks him to serve, to do something beneficial to human beings, serve them. One side is evil side, rejects the reality and becomes an obstacle attitude, or takes an obstacle attitude. On the other side, angels, which represent total submission to the truth. Truth means as God creates the things, not distort, not misinterpret what the creation really tells me, conveys me. Accept it as it is created, which is the order of the universe, the creation, which is established by God. That means the existence is nothing but the result of the manifestation of the will of God. That's what we have to understand. That's why when we obey the reality that we experience in this world, in fact, we don't obey the word, we obey the will of the Creator. That is represented by our spirit. On the other side, we have the option. That's why this option is represented here as the attitude of Iblis. Of course, Iblis becomes Shaitan when it is created on this temporary earth life. So Iblis represents the obstinate attitude. Shaitan represents the result of this obstinate attitude, which is, since I don't want to submit to the reality, to the truth, I want to claim my own superiority. As a result, I have to really take revenge against my opponent, Adam. Now, there is a difference between Iblis and Satan. Quranic language is such that Iblis is the obstinate, disobedient side of me. Satan is not only disobedient side of me, but try to gain some supporters, try to deceive other peoples also from the right attitude, and try to convince them that they should not obey God, the Creator. They should declare their independence as he did, as an Iblis. So what Satan's position is? To deceive human beings. Whereas Iblis's position is to not obey God only. And as a result, as an obstinate attitude, very arrogant attitude, not accept to serve human beings. Angels, on the other side, accepts the reality, obeys the will of God, and serves human beings. We know that there is an important, now, how do you say, change of course of our reasoning. Now we have to be very careful here. Angels are the ones who receive the message and transfer it, execute the message of the Creator, will of the Creator, and turned into, as we see it, the universe, material existence of the world. But this material existence of the world is not only a matter that's said, no, full of meaning, manifested in them like mirror, like a mirror, like a book, like a speech, declaring the qualities of its Creator. That is why the function of angels are carrying this news from the Creator, that the Creator discloses himself to human beings within their created capacity in order to let them know who their Lord, who their owner is. Introducing God, introducing himself to the spirit he created in human beings with the ability to acknowledge the Creator, so they correspond to each other. We have to understand our reality. It is not very easy to say that God created me and I'm a created being. God is the Creator, mashallah, he did a good job, that's it. No, it is not really being aware of what the reality of my existence is. So we have to be a bit more concerned about learning who we are in this world. So let's come there. There are now different aspects. I have the angelic aspect, which communicates the message that I receive from the creation, as well as I receive from the speech of God, the Creator, in order to give me guidance not to fall into the trap of a very optimist enemy of human being side, the enemy of reality, in fact, which is Satan. In paradise, Iblis tried to deceive human beings. Now, he is approaching me from everywhere possible. If I say I am a believer, he uses another stratagem to make me fall, saying that, oh, you are a great man, you can be proud of yourself. So you are the leaders of believers. You are the best person. You never fall into a mistake, and develop a sense of arrogance in me, self-confidence in my own position, rather than having my confidence in God. You know that the civilization always imposes us to have a self-confidence, But we have to be very careful. Self-confidence in what? Well, I have to question that. It is a very tricky language developed in secular societies everywhere in the world. Everybody wants to be the leader. Everybody wants to have self-confidence. No one wants to admit their need of God's guidance. That is interesting point, but again, side point. We leave it aside that time. But for this time now, it is another subject to go into a deep discussion of what self-confidence is, what it should be, how can we gain it. That's another subject. Develop our self-confidence. Is it really true to it? Or what is the best way of establishing my self-confidence as it is very much propagated in this world, in the secular world, actually. That's the world civilization is based on this egocentric confidence. Anyways, now we understand that angels, it means spiritual side of me, and Iblis, devil, egoistic side of me. Now it is really presented to us in a how do you say it? I say scenario, but scenario doesn't mean that God is not talking about the reality. Of course, I know in my own creation, I was created in the form of just some lump of meat and maybe a cell, and then I was loaded. Spirit, that is the same thing. Spirit acknowledges the reality because spirit's function is this, and my side, which follows material concerns, which is represented by my bodily desires. So we have to be very careful. We are given these two options. That's why previously we are warned how the life in hell, consequence of denying my reality, is horrible, and how wonderful the reward of confirming the truth will be in the hereafter, as well as experienced in this world. Prepared our mind that, I have to be cautious about this, which way I'm following. Now, in our individual reality, our personal reality is presented to us so that we will make an analysis within our own existence, own being here, so that I will be careful from the very beginning that I have two sides. And we see how it works really. Yeah. So it says you didn't know what happened in the beginning, but what we know now, after certain years, we become we are created in a mature way. We go back and say, I was created as a baby, maybe also before that, a fetus, lump of meat in the mother's womb, although alive, lump of meat, as fetus in the womb of our mothers, we are alive. We are living beings, but not human beings yet. When spirit is loaded in my body, then it becomes a human being. So such thing we can understand. Look at the computer, the laptop or computer in your hand, or you may be joining with your phone, regardless any gadget. First, the machine is made. Just the mechanical side of it is made. Later on, the processor or other programs, let's say, I don't know, technological things. Later on, the program is loaded, or we call it uploaded on it. Then it starts functioning as a computer. Without the program, it is not a computer. But without the meta, program cannot function. Without the mechanical side of the computer, this material side doesn't function. And that is how the creation is. God teaches us how he creates. For example, the body of the animal or body of the plants are created, then they produce fruits or vegetables, whatever. Then animals also produce, let's make it the language simple, produce milk, although they don't produce, but they are created to function in this way. So matter in the reality of the existence of this world is necessary to exist. Necessary for our spirit also to function, to exist. We have to think about ourselves. So without body, we cannot be a human being. Without the spirit, we cannot be a human being. But body will be destroyed, but immediately another body will be given, which is called resurrection. Another body is created. The spirit is the same. You and me are the same. I will say that, it said that Adam, Farah, Feria, Beyza, Muhammad, Said, Shahrani. Salam alaikum, Shahrani family. Yeah, we know each other, but bodily existence is different. Doesn't matter. Bodily existence was different when I was in the form of a cell. Doesn't matter. But God demonstrated that he can create every form for body, and he can create every kind of spirit for me. So what I have to see in the course of time, when I come to a certain age, 15, 16, I realize who I am. Really. Before that, we are not aware of it because the program is not mature to work, if you like. All right. I think we understand this. We have to be very careful about our reality. That's what we learn from here. And of course, when God decided to set this program, make the mission, if you like, with a very simplistic way of explaining this subject. Excuse me. Sorry. So excuse me for this interruption. When God decided to make this program, first I will I will start creating human body, and then I will put two elements in it. One side is ready to listen to angelic whisperings. The other side is also ready to receive to satanic whisperings in this world. Now, did we know? No, we became aware, we become aware of this reality after certain age. What I am, I become really aware of who I am, how I am created, etc. So that's why the Quran says, I had no knowledge. I had no knowledge of the highest assembly in heaven when they defer creation of man. It means my original existence, how God really arranged this. I didn't know from the beginning, but I become aware of later on. Yeah, it is only revealed to me because I'm reading the verse 70 now. It is only revealed to me that I am here to give a clear warning. Now, I become aware of my reality after my spirit starts fully functioning. That is how I understand this verse. But if we see it as an event happened before the universe is created, before human beings are created, I mean, it doesn't mean anything to me if I see it in this way. I don't know what happened. If I don't know, if I cannot know what happened in paradise between Iblis, Adam, and angels. Adam means Adam and Eve, of course, together as human beings, all human beings. So it will be irrelevant. But if I refer it to my existence now, it will be relevant. For example, when I am a child, I didn't know which kind of creation I am. So I didn't know. So that is my reality. So when I am speaking to a child who has not reached to the age to realize that he has two sides, right or wrong, and he can make decision, which is called the age of maturity, age of puberty, etc. Whatever the language you use doesn't matter to a certain age. I didn't know. So I know that this child also don't know, and I have to treat this child accordingly. So I have to be very careful while I am speaking to my child, saying that, look, if you do this, God will punish you. He has no idea. But you are indoctrinating it something beyond his capacity to comprehend. That is why it doesn't function. It doesn't really help. We have to know at which stage what to convey to the people. There are some people which they may not be aware of their reality really. According to their capacity, speak to them. We have to learn this way of treating other people. So let's go one further. Now, excuse me, before changing this, no. The last verse, 70, verse 70, has a last phrase, إِلَّا إِنَّمَا أَنَا نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ. Now, it is only revealed to me that I am here to give a clear warning. What does it mean? The prophets give us the clear warning as they are revealed by God. All these warnings are revealed by God. That is prophetic mission. But you and I don't think we are prophets. I'm sure I'm not, but I feel that you are not a prophet either. I don't think any of you will claim that, no, I have a prophetic mission. I don't think so. So you are honest and reasonable people. So I trust you. So we are not prophets. So what shall I say then? In my existence, in my own individual experience of my existence, God has given me the ability to understand my reality. And this reality, I have to take it as a warning for me. What does it mean? I have to definitely always bear in mind that I have two options open in front of me. I may follow this way or this way. I am free to make sure I am doing something right. That is warning. Because if I don't make sure that I am really doing something right, I fall into the other side, opposite side, without realizing really I just mislead myself, seeing that I am developing my personality, I am improving my self-confidence, whatever the language, the outside secular civilization injects into our minds. I have to be the leader of some sort of Muslim community. We become not a race nationalist, but religious nationalist. We have to watch out. Maybe this vocabulary may sound a bit strange to you because it is not in the culture. I use this vocabulary, religious nationalist, seems to be taking care of the Muslim people's needs, but concerned only political side of human beings, material side of human beings, not what really human beings should be aware of their reality, that we are here to acknowledge our Creator. We are here to define our existence in terms of our Creator, relating every choice that we make here directly connected to my Creator, communication with Him, being very conscious of what's going on in my life. Very simple language. I am borrowing Quranic language here, turning my life only for ubudiyah, worshiping God, by acknowledging Him, by admitting my reality, and by confirming who my Creator is. That is warning I need to keep remind myself now. Yes, the prophets warn people. We need warning. But at the same time, in my own life, take the prophetic advice and keep it for myself and keep warning myself. Be careful, be careful. You may fall into a mistake anytime. But it may be a little bit, how do you say, very irritating life, being not secure at all. That is a problem. That's what this civilization tells us. Says, no, you have to be self-satisfied within yourself. You have to trust yourself. Now you have to be comfortable in yourself. So when you fall into a mistake, you don't warn yourself. So therefore, you don't keep an eye on what you are choosing. Is it right or wrong? Without questioning what my choices, free choices, are right or wrong, I may follow the wrong without realizing that I'm developing an arrogant, egoistic person, turning myself into a Pharaoh type person. Because I must be comfortable within myself. What does it mean? That is what the problem, the language is so problem with self-confidence. We have to be extremely careful what we mean by self-confidence. Within myself and having a confidence in my creator. This warning must be always working. It means the green light is always blinking. Green light, blinking. Be careful, be careful, be careful. It should not disturb me. It should keep me on alert about my choices. That is the prophetic mission. And in our practical life, this mission must be alive, functioning in my personal, individual life. I think we understand because we love turning the message of God an external information. It means this is the prophetic mission. They keep warning. How about me? Oh, I can warn others. How about yourself, my brother or sister? How about yourself? Do you warn yourself? Do you keep an eye on what you are doing? That is the problem. Externalizing religion. Therefore, secularizing religion. Not effective in our personal life, but using it as a national identity. I am a Muslim. I have to uphold the benefits of my Muslim brothers. In which terms? Material terms, bodily terms. We will see body was the criterion for Iblis to judge about human being. To me, it is an Iblistic attitude to attach importance to bodily needs, bodily freedom, bodily self-sufficient, being self-sufficient, materially, bodily, but spiritually, nothing. So the prophetic mission teaches me I have to concentrate on spiritual responsibility, my human side, whether I'm following the right option or wrong option. That is why we have to always bring the message of the Quran to my personal life, practical life, right now and here in my living conditions. Otherwise, external knowledge will have no benefit to me. That's what is happening in the world, actually, externalizing religion. Shahrani family, forgive me. I know I've seen your hand long ago. Please go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. Well, I've been thinking about this question a lot actually recently, thinking about why we are thinking about our state of being imperfect. So all of our flaws that we are created with, you know, when I think about it, I don't think it was my idea that like I have these imperfections that I certainly recognize, and revelation tells me about them. And I'm like, with that, then I question like, what is my proper attitude towards my imperfection and why I'm being told about it. So I'm questioning like, should I, because there seems to be two extremes that are problematic. One is where you run and hide from, or one is where you become completely self-deprecating. I am a sinner. I am a sinner. I am a sinner. And I think that just becomes very like there's very little connection with God in that way, and one doesn't like see the potential for forgiveness and see the potential for being loved by God, and you know, being worthy of God's love. And then on the other extreme, there is like completely denying one's bad side, and being so afraid to even admit to it, like, and being so afraid to even admit that I need forgiveness, or actually, yes, I have this terrible side of me, and so I'm wondering what the proper balance is when we see the way that we are imperfect, and we seem to be called out by our imperfections in Revelation. And I'm wondering why we're like, what is this wisdom in calling us out by our revelations? It doesn't. If it's to be like, if it's to like blame us, or to like guilt us, or is it for a greater purpose of teaching us? This is my question.
I think we have to go over your, let's say, reflections here seriously. First of all, you keep using the word, we are imperfect, we are imperfect. I totally disagree with it. We are perfect in our creation. We are perfect in our creation. I can say it 100 times here. Our creation is perfect in order to make progress, in order to get to know our Creator, educate ourselves. The mechanism, if you like, of human existence is perfectly functioning. Even we have the option to choose bad, it is perfect. The creation of Iblis is perfect. The creation of Satan is perfect. The creation of everything must be perfect. Otherwise, the Creator must be not wise and crazy to create something which has defect or faulty. Which kind of creator we are talking about? So the universe demonstrates clearly that everything, including the calamities, as we call it, including the, for example, cancer cells, in their creation, perfectly functioning. Nothing is wrong in creation, in the universe, as well as in the creation of human beings. We have to really be very careful. We have to be modest. Well, under these kind of languages, we are misled as if the creation is imperfect. No, our choices may go against the perfect existence of human beings. That is why we have to be very careful about original sin, the concept of original sin. There is no such original sin. It is the way of perfection. Learning starts with ignorance, but the potentiality for learning is infinite. We have to really watch out this concept which is assumed, accepted by some Muslim people who keep saying that, we are always fallible people. Yeah, this is warning is needed from our side. That's why I kept saying that the prophets are warners. Yes. Why? I have to be warner of myself. Why? I may spoil the perfect creation in my being. I may, for example, the machine I am using, example, of course, is just an analogy, is made perfect. I can only keep it as functioning perfectly, or I have the option to break it, to spoil it, to corrupt it. That is why human soul, human egoistic tendency in its creation is perfect. Why? Only through these egoistic interpretations or possibility of choices that we can make even perfect being. We can make ourselves developed in our perfection. Although the creation is perfect, the way I use the machine produces perfect products. But I may corrupt the machine, although the machine is perfect. That is why I have to be careful not to corrupt myself, not to spoil myself, not to waste my capacity. That's what I need warning. Always, what am I doing now? I have to keep telling to myself and reminding myself that I'm speaking to myself. Now, Ali, have you chosen this way consciously? Are you sure using your perfect ability as a criterion and make a judgment? Is it really right to choose this way? Is it really right to do this way? This is the way of improving our potentiality, turning them into capacity. Potentiality is perfect, but I may choose because of the free will. For example, I am enrolled in the roster of a school. I'm there as a student. All right, I'm there as a student. I may study, I might not study, but my potentiality is perfect to learn. The school system is perfect to teach. Professors are perfect to teach in their capacity. They are perfect. The universe is perfect. The universe is a perfect school. I am a perfect student, but I have to watch out. That is why warning is needed. That's why warning should not be assigned to the prophetic mission only, to myself. I have to warn myself and say, Ali, did you listen to the class today? Have you done your assignment so that this potentiality will flourish into capacity? Flourish into capacity and start giving, producing new fruits and vegetables, whatever, the results produces. So I have to make myself function in the right way as it is created. The human we call it wrongly. To be able to choose the wrong action is a human defect. No. It is only the way that I learn to escape from making a mistake so that I can make a right decision. For example, the Qur'an also says, and human beings also reason in this way. Qur'an says, La ilaha. First, La ilaha. Human beings say, look at this world. Look at myself. am I or can I be the product of accident or natural happenings, whatever they are, that by itself? Natural happening mean happening by itself. Can I be? That's the first option. I have to question. And I am given the perfect capacity to realize that this option is 100% garbage. That is perfection. What I do now, illallah. So if it is wrong, if the things cannot exist by themselves, accident, there is no accident in the order of the universe. Everything is perfectly under control and perfectly functioning. So I say, if there is no accident, if there's nothing, if the things cannot happen by themselves, they have no qualities to make themselves into something. They are just matter. So how can I explain the existence? Look at how perfectly it's functioning. We should never call our ego, our Satan or satanic side is something imperfection. Not at all. We have to learn this. If we learn this, we develop our capacity in the best way. And then we don't lose our trust in Creator, because Creator has given us this perfect creation. The machine, human machine, if you like, it's not a machine at all, but just making the analogy that the machine itself and also program, perfectly functioning. But I may misuse it. That is reality. So the fundamental matter is this. Inshallah, we can comfortably talk about it, not in a defensive way. That is how our reality is. Think about it seriously. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you. What I currently understand from you, what I'm currently understanding about this matter, is that this creation is not stagnant. It has a ongoing purpose and a fulfillment and a development that's happening. And when we were created exactly as we are, which is prone to forgetfulness, prone to disconnecting from our Creator, prone to transgressing, covering up, being ungrateful, all of these things that we're prone to, they were perfectly designed as so that we could be the best students for this school. This is what I'm understanding. So I needed to be as I am in order to learn what I need to learn. I needed to have my being prone to ingratitude, being prone to covering up, transgressing, all of these in order to receive the training that I need. This is what I'm currently understanding.
Perfect.
And in this way, I will benefit much more, infinitely more from the university if I understand what I came in with.
So we have to be, thank you very much. I'm very pleased that we are on the same page. Now, we have to understand that we can only learn from making mistakes. In our reality, that is what we are learning. Otherwise, if we didn't have this option, we would never be able to realize the value of reality. That's why angels are presented to us. For example, trees function as robots. Animals function as robots. They don't have free choice. The stars, the galaxies, atoms, or whatever it goes, or molecules function as robots. They are stagnant, but we have the option to make improvement. But improvement, not something extra to our creation. Realize it. For example, I may use the computer as a typewriter, which I do use it as a typewriter most of the time. I don't know the details. I may use it in the perfect way. The more I learn how to use the computer as according to its capacity, then my production becomes better and better. That is why I have to make progress in order to have a better production, if you like, better connection with my creator. But it is not external. It's already within the capacity of computer. I'm not adding anything to it. That's why we have to understand two concepts. One of them is potentiality. The other one is capacity. For example, potentiality is infinite, human potentiality, acknowledging what the truth is, infinite. But simple example, can I be a mathematician? Can I be a, let's say, a software engineer or hardware engineer, whatever? Yes, I can, if only I study, because this ability is already within me. I have to recover it in the right way. But if I don't warm myself continuously, I may not recover it. I may just, if you like, bury it in my existence and they don't function. So, for example, I haven't studied engineering. I haven't worked on it. So I'm not an engineer. This capacity is within me, but it is buried now. Buried in existence as far as it is not functioning. It didn't become my capacity. But when I develop, for example, let's assume when I study engineering, I become an engineer. Did I add anything to my perfect existence? This is a very good question. No, it was already there. For example, if I use my computer with its full capacity and get the best productions out of it, did I add anything to the computer? No, it had already added. It has already added. I am just making it functioning. That's why capacity is this. So we have to trust our existence. I cannot blame myself as far as my existence is concerned, saying that, you know, as the certain religious tradition, well-known religious tradition is as original sin, and somebody has to come and sacrifice himself, or these ridiculous ideas are invented because of this misconception of creation. As if God deliberately created human beings with faulty defect. What does it mean? Is there anything in the creation which has defect? Perfect. For example, every illness we have is perfectly functioning. That's why medical studies, physics, disciplines, biology, all its branches, all its branches, they work on perfect order. as much as they can discover. It is already within the universe. The computer I am using was already within the universe, the order of the universe. I'm discovering it. I'm discovering it. It means creation is perfect, but it depends on how much we have corrupted it or discovered it, may benefit from it. It is our choice. That's why the Quran is going to teach us now. Why is it so important to learn the function of Iblis, function of angels, and also living conditions of paradise and living conditions of the earth? We are going to study it in order to continuously warn myself. Last one, again, wrapping up. It is very important. Prophets are warners, external knowledge. That's it. They are warners, nothing to do with me. They warn me, and I will take attention or not. Am I a warner? No. Nationalistic, religious nationalists, they warn others. But what is ideal position? I must warn myself that I may choose a way which corrupt my reality. That's what we need, warner. We don't use our trust in the perfect way of being created. But we are perfect. We have to be very careful. Ahli taqwa. It means muttaqi. It means very careful not to corrupt my perfect existence. That's why we have to be warners of ourselves first, and then the others. This concept does not exist, really, generally speaking. They say, we have to learn in order to teach others. Correct, but it's a very superficial way of understanding it. We have to keep warning myself so that I will preserve my perfect existence without corrupting it, so that I can be a best example for others. That's what the best example for other people, the prophets are described in this way. Uswatun Hasana, Khuluq al-Azim. That is the best, great character that human beings are representing. It means I have to follow this path. I have to be careful not to corrupt myself. I think this is what we can conclude today's discussion. And inshallah, next week, let me see what we are going to study next week. And then let's get it. قال ربك للملائكة إني خالق بشرا من طين. That's it. The bashar is what we will study how I can apply it to my practical life here. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful way of teaching my reality. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah, it's God is speaking, man. It's not a joke. So, that's a way to who, وَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي. Oh, man. Great subject. I'm very, very excited about this subject. The story of Adam and devil or Iblis is excellent. It's full of a lesson to me, inshallah. Muhammad Said, please go ahead. Oh man, of course, Muhammad Said, you have the right to speak, but time is 11 minutes.
Yes, I'm sorry. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much. Real quick, I had this sense pushed me to share. Actually, I was not planning to do it, but I feel that through these verses and the comments, my experience of this existence has been planned like the universe is coming from that my maker's plan. It gives me the confidence to or it helps my free will, that this is not happening just haphazardly. These whisperings are not coming haphazardly. They are part of the plan of the maker of the universe, and it helps me to really take my training seriously and rely on my educators' plan. Thank you.
Thank you. It is the best time to conclude with this comment. It is really excellent. So we should never, ever lose our confidence in our creation, not my choices. Confidence, no. Warning about my choices, confidence in my existence. Therefore, confidence in the Creator's absolute perfection. So absolutely perfect Creator, as we see it in the universe, should not create me with defect. Unfortunately, this is not taken seriously, and most of the people are wasting their time. I'm very sorry for them, that somebody will sacrifice himself in order to correct my defect, which is the fault of God, actually. Fault of my Creator. He created me with defect. It is not my fault. It is his fault. If it was the case, can you imagine? Well, I'm accusing the Creator of the universe, who supposedly created me with a defect. What a horrible insult to the perfection of the Creator. But people are innocent. Unfortunately, people are innocent. Certain leaders, the problem of the world, you know that, problem of the world with the political leaders, problem of religions is also with the religious leaders. Innocent people just follow them. They don't know. We have to take pity on these people. And of course, first of all, ourselves. Inshallah, we will go into these verses, the meanings of these verses, and concentrate on how I can apply it to my practical life and make it or turn it into a means of training myself. First of all, myself. Inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. بحرمة سر سورة